So, welcome everybody. So the subject was talking about Hezek Shen and Nikah. But because of Hezek Shen and Nikah, we're going on a tangent today. Today's going to be nothing to do with Hezek Shen and Nikah. Come on. What happened? Hezek Shen and Nikah, it says in the Mishnah that Shogig is part of Mezid Eschai. We have two opinions in Avrohom, Chizkiah and Avrohom, what that means. According to Chizkiah, Minadin, Hezek Shen and Nikah should be Chayiv, both Shogig and Mezid. The reason why they parted Shogig is know that he should admit it, or else not going to admit it. That's why they parted the Shogig. Mezid Eschai Minadin. And Avrohom is the opposite. That Minadin, Hezek Shen and Nikah is Potter. And the Gemara proves like a Avrohom because you see you're allowed to return a stolen object, even if it's not worth anything anymore because of homemates and other unnoticeable hazekim. So Minadin is Potter the Gamri, and they said that Mezid is Chayiv because the knas that people should not knas that people shouldn't go and be mazik other people and be protected by the law because I'm Potter. So they said that if you even Mezid, you're fine. Very nice. That was the Avrohom that's how we passed it. Then the Gemara went further. There was that even though our Mishnah says B'shogig Potter Mezid Chayiv, but your mayor argues that's our Mishnah of Yehuda. But Meir says no. So the Gemara says that leans very much to Chizkiah, because why would you have made a knas on the shogeg? The Mezid, you want to make sure that he's not going to be mazik people and be protected by the law. So we said no, you're going to have to pay. But shogeg, they didn't do anything wrong. So why? So it must be that Meir holds that Chizkiah and he doesn't know that to take an olam to take away the shogeg should be potter in order that he should admit. That's what the Gemara thought. The Gemara says we can get out of that also. You can say he also holds like a Avrohom. And he holds comes to Shogig go to Mezid. That even though the Knas really applies to the Mezid, but if you don't do the Shogig also, then it's not you can't do one without the other. So they made a Knas for the Shogig also. That was yesterday's what do you call in Yiddish uprise. That's like the broke through and said that breakthrough that maybe Rabbi Meir also holds like a Yochanan that Minadin as a Shem Nikas Potter. So yeah, that's how we say. Rabbi Yochanan, Meir is against you. So he says, no, Meir is also like me. Rabbi Yochanan says that Meir also could agree to me. And even though he says that Yechnai Shogig and Mezid, it's because it comes to Shogig to Mezid. He made a knas on the Shogig also. Really, Shvei Potter. And they made a knas on the Mezid that he should not go around being mazik people. And they also made a knas on the Shogig also, even though he's a good guy. The guy is a Shogig guy, he didn't mean anything. But because actually you have to make a package deal. You can't make a knas one without the other. You have to make it on the Mezid also. And then the Gemara goes into the whole concept of Shogig to Mezid. That's yesterday's part of the Sugya yesterday, and today that's going to be the whole day. Do you say comes to Shogig to Mezid? First, the Gemara said Kasha from a Mishnah in Trumas that says some Bashal for Shabbos. Somebody cooked. He did malach on Shabbos. So is you allowed to eat it or not? So over there, Meir said, B'shogig you could eat it. The Mezid you can't eat it. That sounds like Meir says you're not going to Shogig to Mezid. And Abuda is the opposite. Abuda says that if Shogig also you can't eat it. He makes differences for Shabbos and the Mezid forever. But you see, he also made a knas on the shogeg. Then you should be allowed to eat Ma'aser Shabbos according to his man the Yomim. It's not easy to eat. You're not allowed to cook, but if you cook, no reason why you shouldn't be eating. And he made a knas, and he made it on the Mezid, maybe on the shogeg also. And over here, Rabbi Meir both of them changed opinions. You're saying that Rabbi Meir holds they work on the shogeg to Mezid, by Hezek Shen and Nikah. And Rabbi holds they're not going to shogeg to Mezid. You see the opposite. So somebody cooked on Shabbos. It's opposite. Rabbi Meir took the opinion that they did not ask the shogeg. And Abuda says they did also shogeg. So the Gemara says that there's a difference between the Rais and Rabbanan. Rabbi Meir is going to be more machmer by Rabbanan because it needs more chizuk, and Rabbi Yehuda is going to be more machmer by the Rais because it's more chum. Okay, that was yesterday. And now we go. Now we're going to have kashas. So that's what we're up to now. The first one on the line is Rabbi Meir ad Rabbi Meir. How much it is from the bottom? Okay, you don't see it, but Rabbi has Gemara. It's about 15 lines from the bottom. First one on the line is Virami. So it's machlokes even in Lamaisa. Some also machlokes if you pass like a Meir Rabbi Yehuda. So the Meir is not allowed to eat it. The shogeg is a machlokes Rabbi Meir Rabbi Yehuda, and the Shulchan Aruch says to do like Rabbi Yehuda. That means that even shogeg cannot eat it, and they bring down that the gruas meko shogeg like Rabbi Meir, that you could eat it. I think it's how it goes. I'd have to look it up again, but that's in Shinyot Ches. I think that's where it talks about it. And Mavashel, somebody cooked the shogeg, the shogeg, the mezid, all these halachas. So I think the Shulchan Aruch is down like Rabbi Yehuda. That how did it say it over here? Just to get Rabbi Yehuda over here. Mavashel. So if you don't the shogeg, you could eat as much as Shabbos, the mezid can't be eaten ever. And Abaye said the shogeg you could eat, the mezid you can't eat. So I think Shulchan Aruch said here, the little gimel over, oh, you don't see it. The little gimel over here says that Shulchan Aruch is like Rabbi Yehuda. If I'm not mistaken, it was made by like a mayor. It was number shogeg. Okay, more or less. No, a maid, a Jewish maid, a Jewish maid. So not talking about Goyim. That's something else. That was Chaim David put in yesterday about waiting after Shabbos as long as it would have been done. By a guy, I think there's a more halachas that you might tell her to do it. There's more chashi. Like no one's going to cook because they should be able to eat it. Even if you're going to say b'shogeg, you're not eat it with the evid. Amazing. No one's going to cook. But to tell the guy to do it, people are lax. So I think over there you're not allowed to eat until after Shabbos, as long as it would have taken to do it after Shabbos. But I don't remember exactly. I think so. Okay, so we're going now. The whole sugya today is going to be the old kind of serious. You can't shove got the mezid. When Chazal have to make a penalty, and really it should only be directed at the mezid. The shogi guy didn't mean it, but maybe you can't shove got the mezid. So probably said the chiluk of May Rabbi Yehuda by the Raisa and Rabbanan. Everyone has an opinion, and the chiluk is now the Raisa Rabbanan. Rabbi Meir is going to be more machman Rabbanan, and the Raisa is going to be Mekel. Rabbi Yehuda is going to be Mekel and Rabbanan machman and the Raisa. There wasn't as kashas. The Rami, the Rav Meir, the Rav the Raisa. Also, you can stick in if you like. Rabbi Yehuda also. Rashi doesn't have the Girsa, but he says the Kasha and Rabbi Yehuda also, and others in the Ksaviyad does have Rabbi Yehuda also. There's going to be a contradiction both in Rav Meir and both Rabbi Yehuda. The Tanya. I'm talking about the Raisa now. So what do we let's set up the opinion so far? He said by the Raisa, Rav Meir says that there's no Knas, and Rabbi Yehuda says there is a Knas. And the Kasha is going to be from a Mishnah that distinguishes between a Mishnah Brisa that distinguishes between Shabbos and Shviyas. Shabbos is the Raisa, someone cooked on Shabbos, and also Shviyas is the Raisa. You're not allowed to do malach on Shviyas. And it talks about what somebody did. So here it goes. If somebody planted on Shabbos, it's same it's cooking on Shabbos. He did malach on Shabbos. Are you allowed to, does it become Maser Bar? No, does it become you're not allowed to benefit from it. So if it was done with Shabbos, Shogeg, you can leave it. If it's amazing, you have to uproot it. That's not much of Meir. It's going to say soon. This is Meir talking. Meir is something as other Mishnah. It happens to be. It's also in the old and Trumas over there. It says over there Mavashev and Anoteya. It says all these things. But Shviyas, if someone did malach on Shviyas on Shemitah year, so then a Meir is machmer even b'shogeg you have to uproot it. So that's the contradiction between Shabbos and Shviyas. In fact, it's not a kasha only like two different places. Like most right away, it's the same Mishnah. Look over there. It says right there. Shabbos is one din and Shviyas is another din. So you must find some other ingredient besides the Raisa because both of them are the Raisa. They're Rav Meir. So Rav Meir is more machmer by Shviyas for some reason. Even though in general he says with the Raisa you don't have to be machmer shogeg with the mezid. By Shemitah he was. And Rabbi Yehuda is the opposite. Rabbi Yehuda, Omer b'Shviyas b'shogeg you can't be mezid Yaakov or b'Shabbos b'Shogeg maybe mezid Yaakov. So everyone's consistent about what they said before about Shabbos. Rabbi Yehuda says b'Shabbos you have to be machmer more. He says even b'Shogeg not a lot of benefit from it. And by Shviyas he says it's okay b'Shogeg. So a Kitzer, it just says that Shviyas is the opposite of Shabbos, and everyone has to explain themselves. And the Gemara says, you're asking a contradiction, it's right there in the same Raisa. You're asking kashas from a different place, it's right there in the same Mishnah. Tikshalachi Gufa, that's the kasha right there. Mechti, Hadar Raisa, both of them are the Raisa, Shabbos and Shviyas, both of them are the Raisa. Mashna Shabbos and Mashna Shviyas. How come each one says there's a difference between Shabbos and Shviyas? If the whole criteria is the Raisa, so Rav Meir holds by the Raisa, you have to be, you could the Raisa, you could be Mekel. And Rabbi Yehuda holds by the Raisa, you have to be Machmir. So what's the difference between Shabbos and Shviyas? Both of them are the Raisa. So the Gemara is going to say that Shviyas is different. El Hasam Kidatani. Time over there, the Raisa itself explains the reasoning. I'm Rav Meir. What did Rav Meir say? That by Shabbos you Mekel by the Raisa, and by Shemitah you still Machmir. If Neimani Omer b'Shabbos b'Shogeg trying to Bezid Yaakov or by Shviyas bein b'Shogeg bein b'Bezid Yaakov. How come I say that by Shabbos you could be Mekel b'Shogeg, and by Shemitah you have to be Machmer b'Shogeg? The Bnei Yisrael monin l'Shviyas on the next page on the top. Be'ein monin l'Shabbosos. So Rashi explains the word monin means to count. Means as Rashi explains, this is going to be long term. What's the word? Memory or long term evident. It's going to be evident for a long time that they didn't love on Shabbos, they didn't love on Shabbos. And Rashi explains that when you count the years of Orla, somebody planted. He planted on Shemitah. He did Malach on Shemitah. He planted on Shemitah. And then, as far as Orla, on the third year, 3 years Orla, and then the 4th year is Mutter. When someone's going to see that he's eating his fruit on the 4th year, they're going to say, what do you mean? It's only the 3rd year after Shemitah. That means you planted on Shemitah. They're going to go back, they're going to backtrack and say that if you're eating it this year, that means you planted on Shemitah. So there's it's too evident. It's evident that he did Malach on Shemitah. On Shabbos, he did Malach on Shabbos, and then people forget about it. You don't have like the testimony that's screaming the whole time and saying that there was a Chil Shabbos that was not. Umrah on Shemitah. As far as the rice, both of them are the rice. So May would say the rice usually don't have to be concerned. People are not going. You don't have to make a knas so much. Make a knas on a mazid. Don't make a knas on a shogi. But over here, it has any word that can help. It's yeah, that people are going to realize even years later that there was a chil shemitah. So even a shogi, we're going to make a knas. On Shabbos, no one's going to realize that he did malach on Shabbos. Where are you reading? On the top or on the bottom? Ain't one in the saying Lishabasos. It has nothing to do with Shabbos. When you count Orla, you don't have anything to do with Shabbos. Ain't one in Yomim Ella Shanim. Not Shnaim, Shanim. You count years, you don't count days. You have to count. And the 3rd year, you go back Orla, you go 3 years. So by Orla, you'll realize, backtracking, you'll realize that he planted it during Shemitah. But by Shabbos is not relevant to counting the years of Orla. No one's going to realize for long term. No one's going to remember that he planted on Shabbos. And then this has another reason. Top line. Another reason why you have to be machmer by Shemitah more. Next do Yisrael ala Shvius. Well, next do ala Shabbos. The people are more mezalzel than Shemitah. Both of them are the rice. The people are more machmer on Shabbos than on Shemitah. So you have to be machmer more by Shemitah. It's true. Inherently, Obey said the big difference would be the rice and Rabbanan. The Rabbanan people are not so careful. You have to be mechazik. You need reinforcements for Rabbanan. And for the rice, you don't. But Shemitah, the people weren't so machmir, so you have to reinforce even Shemitah also. People are chashud. The Am Yisrael is suspect that they might be machal shviyas. Like I don't know what you see nowadays, people, but yeah, it's more people are lax in Shemitah. That's the end of the brayso. Rabbi explained himself 2 reasons why he's machmir by Shemitah more than by Shabbos. 3rd line, my davar acher. Why do you? There's a brayso kidatani time, asam kidatani timer. The more the kasha, the more said that it doesn't make sense inherently. Right there, you have Rashi, Shabbos, and Shvius, and it says Elokir time. But Rav Meir says the reasoning. All this was Rav Meir himself talking. You see that? So this was a brayso. And now the was asking, how come Rav Meir has to have 2 reasons? He says 2 reasons. Well, even though he's makel by the rice usually, that you're not going to be kona shogeg, but Shemitah is mach for 2 reasons. One is because it has a long-lasting testimony, Chil Hashem, that he was machal Shvius. And the second reason is people are not careful about Shvius. It has to have reinforcements. Why do you have to have 2 reasons? Why do you have to have 2 reasons for that? This is the reason why Ray says the second reason. Because sometimes Shabbos also there's going to be a long-lasting memory that he was Machal Shabbos. It happens. Sometimes it comes out the 30th day on Shabbos. Means, as far as counting the years, it's true that the Orla has to do with the years. You count 3 years, the 4th year is Mutter. It has to do with years. And that's why Shvius, you backtrack, you come out that he planted during Shvius. Sometimes it's also going to be noticeable that he planted on Shabbos. Because in order to say, how do I count the 3 years? If you finish 30 days before the year comes, Rosh Hashanah, 30 days before Rosh Hashanah, if you planted, so then it's considered a year. It has to be that should take root. Also, the Gemara says 15 days that it takes root, and another 30 days that is considered a year. Shloshim Yom B'Shana Choshev Shana. So in order to have 3 years of Ola, you don't have to have 3 complete years from calendar date to calendar date. You don't have to have 3 complete years. You have to have, the first year should be at least a month before Rosh Hashanah, and that's considered a year past already. 30 days before Rosh Hashanah. It happens to be that you have to have 15 days earlier in order that it should take root. So it has to be Tuba, Chamisha Asabav. If you plant it before Chamisha Asabav, then you gain the year for Chodesh. Did I made a mistake? Plus 15 days back is Chamisha Asabav. 15 days in now. Rosh Hashanah is Rosh Hashanah. Aleph Tishri. And 30 days before that is whatever. And then 15 days early in order that it should take root. So by the time that Rosh Hashanah came, it's been already growing for 30 days. and then it's considered you got the first year. In your calendar, you check off, I have 1 year of Orla. Then another year is going to be 2 years, and third year be 3 years. I'm telling you inside information that the Gemara says Lama. The Gemara doesn't go to 15 days. We're not going to talk so specific. It says that they have to have 30 days before Rosh Hashanah in order to be considered a year. I'm just throwing in a footnote. You have to have another 15 days in order that it should take root. Halach l'maisa, if you want to plant and get a year of, yes, but the Gemara doesn't talk about this. Happens to be a Shabbos, right? And that one's going to go back and say 2 years later, and you're already holding by nothing to do with Shemitah. And he was on the third year. He says, "Oh, it's already the third year." He says, "Yeah, because I had 30 days before." So he takes out his calendar, 120-year calendar, and he says that 3 years ago, 30 days. If you want to say Tu B'Shvat, Tu B'Ov was on a Shabbos. You planted it on Shabbos. Very nice. That was Machabus's kasha. I didn't know the answer. That over there, who knows he did on Shabbos? So Rashi says that he's going to remember. They're going to remember. They're Machal Shabbos. They're Machal Shabbos 2.5 years ago. They planted the tree on Shabbos. So it's going to bring back it's going to cough up all the bad memories that they planted on Shabbos. It doesn't seem anybody's going to remember that it was on Shabbos. He's going to remember that it was on Shabbos. But there's going to be a maskeret also. There's an easy answer. You could say the big difference that somebody goes backtracks to Shemitah. Obviously, it was a whole year, and he planted on Shemitah. By Shabbos, this one case, and there'll be a case that someone's going to realize that it was planted on Shabbos. But the Gemara is asking the kasha anyway. So the Gemara says that with B'chitema, third line. Shabbos nami zimna the mikla yom shloshim b'Shabbos. Sometimes the 30th day before Rosh Hashanah. In parentheses, if you want to say another 15 days before that, also for rooting, it came out on a Shabbos. But if you planted on that day, means the last chance. If you planted on that day, it's going to count for a year. If you didn't plant on that day, it's not going to count for a year. So someone's going to say there's no different Shabbos and Shemitah. Just like you say about Shemitah, you have to answer shogeg because it's going to become known, it's going to be evident, it's going to be a long-lasting Chil Hashem. So by Shabbos also people will remember backtracking that happened on Shabbos. So I'll tell you another reason. If you want another reason, I'll tell you another reason. You have to be more machmir and Shemitah because people are not nizer and Shemitah. So this was Rav Meir's exception, but even though in general, by Daraisa, people are careful, and therefore you don't have to make a knas on a shogeg, but my Shemitah is machmir. One or two reasons, either because it has a long-lasting testimony of a Chil Hashem that he planted it on Shemitah, or because people are lax in Shemitah, even though it's Daraisa. So we explained to Rav Meir Shita. No, that was not a Shemitah year. Shabbos had nothing to do with Shemitah. It was Machal Shabbos. He planted on Shabbos. It was the 3rd, 4th, and 5th year of the Shemitah cycle. Nothing to do with Shemitah. The middle of the year, Stam, he planted. And the Gemara's the kasha that by Shabbos you'll also remember sometimes. You're holding the Gemara's kasha that there's a case where Shabbos also will be. The Gemara says by Shemitah, if someone planted during Shemitah, any day, 365, 354, he planted during the Shemitah year, it's usher because when people will come later on, they'll see backtracking, they planted during Shemitah. Not following. Shabbos and non-Jewish Shemitah. That you might say, that first go before that, we'll backtrack a little bit more. What did the Gemara say? Why is Shemitah more dangerous? What are people worried about? Because they count back and they see, or when they go back, they say that you planted it during the Shemitah year. The Gemara answered that. Why doesn't know anything? Shabbos, what does Shabbos have to do anything? Oh, that's nothing to do. We're going slow. You're jumping. You're going down to the second reason. We're going to the first reason. The first reason was that Shvius has a long-lasting memory, and Shabbos does not. Yeah, you don't count, like Rashi says, like the one Rashi pointed out. What does Shabbos have to do with counting years for Orla? You don't count. So there's no problem by Shabbos. You're always going to have any kind of memories of Chil Shabbos that happen. Fine. But the Gemara says, why do you have to have two reasons for it? The first reason is a very nice reason. But you have to give me a second reason for it. So the Gemara says the first reason is not 100%. It's not foolproof. Because someone might ask a kasha that Shabbos also has repercussions on how to count for Orla. Usually not. Usually you count years, you don't count days. But in one specific case, it comes out that there is going to be enough kamina for Orla if it happened on Shabbos. That when you count back the 3 years for Orla, it comes back that he was utilized the Shabbos, which was the 30th day before 30 days before Rosh Hashanah, and that's when he planted. You're only able to count now that this year was counted for Orla. Right. Right. The first case also is regarding Orla, that Orla is going to count back to Shvius. That was the Morris first teretz. So now we're saying Orla is also going to count back to Shabbos. Usually it doesn't, but in one specific case it will. So that means if you want to be concerned with that, maybe be concerned and say, no, it's the day that's 30 days before a year. Okay, that's that. So the Gemara is happy with their mayor, even though usually our mayor holds. How does it go? The mayor usually knows by their rights, so you don't have to make it Kona Shogeg. By Shemitah you do. Now the Gemara is going to ask the kasha on Rav Yehuda. That was the kasha that Yehuda said that usually by Shabbos, by the rights he machmir, and here by Shemitah he was Meko. He's not being consistent. Rav Yehuda, you hold that by the rights, so you have to be Kona Shogeg. And here by Shemitah, we're not Kona Shogeg. Rav Yehuda not like kasha. Ba'asir Rav Yehuda Chamir Lo Shvius. In the city, in the place of Rav Yehuda, people were very machmir on Shemitah. So as a klal, he said that by the rights you have to be machmir. But he said by Shemitah, people are so machmir on Shemitah, you don't have to be machmir. But Ashrei means in the place. In the place of Rav Yehuda, they consider Shemitah very chomer. It's very chomer. So then they don't have to make a knas. Because the whole purpose of the knas is to hold people they shouldn't do it. But there they don't need a knas. It's not to make a knas on a mezid, but on the shogeg you don't have to. And the Gemara wants to prove how do you know in Rav Yehuda's place they were very machmir on Shemitah. They were machmir on Shemitah. Da'ahud amalei l'chaveiro da'ir by da'ata. Amalei another achli period the shviyas kavasach. People when they were in a fight and they were insulting each other, so they used Shemitah as the insult. You don't keep Shemitah. What kind of person are you? You're talking to me. So Rashi does explain that the da'ir by da'ata. I have a pshat, but Rashi says that da'ir by da'ata means that he called him a ger ben gioris. He wanted to insult him, so he told him, "You're a ger ben gioris," and whatever they were in a fight about. So he told him back, "But I keep Shemitah, and you don't. I don't need perish shvius. You need perish shvius. You don't mafkir your perish shvius." So you see that they were mad that when they wanted, if you insult somebody with that, it must mean that it was considered an insult. I have a shot that I think that is very nice, but I think anybody say it. That you find that the word daya means to be mezabel. I'm a daya sadeh b'shvius. It talks about fertilizing a field. So I would think that also a nice shot that the word daya means that he called him. You do malach on Shemitah. You work your field on Shemitah. You fertilize your field, and your mother did the same thing also. You're such a family that you don't keep Shemitah. You work, and he said, "But I don't need perish shvius. You eat perish shvius. I don't need perish shvius. I do never, but you do shamu." So Rashi doesn't say that. Rashi says that he called him a ger ben gioris, which of course is a terrible thing to insult a ger. But I just have another possibility that maybe the word dyer means to be zabil, and both of them were insulting with shvius. Anyway, the Gemara brought this in order to bring a riot that Rav Yehuda's place. He made an exception. Generally, he holds that by the right say you do make a chumrah to be konas shogeg, but Shemitah is so machmir in this place that it's not necessary to make a knas on the drabban. Nu Gemara Tashma. The rest of the page now is going to talk about kashas on Rav Meir, also konas shogeg amazing, and the Gemara gets a little bit involved, but we'll try to keep it simple. And the kashas are going to be like 4 kashas on Rav Meir that he holds. How does it go? He said by Rabbanan, Rav Meir how does it go? Rav Meir is Kona Shogeg amazing. What was our cheshbon until now? By Hezek Shen and Nikah, we said in the Brisa, Rav Meir says Shogeg is also Asa. Amrisha says Mezid is Asa, Mezid has to pay, and Shogeg doesn't have to pay. Hezek Shen and Nikah. And Rav Meir says in the Brisa, Shogeg also has to pay. And we tried to figure out why. We had to pshat him, either because he holds like Chizkiah that Hezek Shen and Nikah made a din is chayiv. That's why he said Shogeg. And the whole Gemara was trying to figure out, no, maybe Rav Meir holds Konsa Shogeg go to amazing. And now that's going to be the kasha. We're going to have 4 kashas now that you're saying that Rav Meir holds by Rabbanan, you Konsa Shogeg go to amazing. I'll show you by Rabbanan, he's not Konsa Shogeg go to amazing. That's going to be all the. Let's give a little preview of the Gemara. The Gemara is going to have 4 kashas. The shelf and have highlighting it will make it easier, but I don't have a screen anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. Highlighting on the visible screen that there are going to be 4 kashas where Rav Meir is going to say that you don't make a knas on a drabanan. Again, we're going now. The whole Gemara's explanation was to help out Rabbi Yochanan, that Rabbi Meir also holds Hezek Shein and Nikir. It's not a Hezek really with the Raisa. They made a Knas, and they've made a Knas under Rabbanan because Rabbi Meir makes a concentration go to Mezid by Rabbanan. So we're going to have 4 kashas that we see Rabbi Meir was not Kones Shogeg by Rabbanan. And the answer is going to be the same answer 4 times. That when you see the guy trying to do good, there's no reason to make a knas on him. He's trying to do a good thing. All the cases we're going to bring, he's trying to do a good thing. He messed it up, but he was trying to do a good thing. We're not going to make a knas. The person in the Mishnah, Hezek Shein and Nikir, even though he's a shogeg, but he wasn't doing a good thing, he was a Hezek Shein and Nikir. He made Hezek. He did a job. He did it with the shogeg, but he was doing a bad thing. But 4 cases we're going to bring, he was trying to do a good thing, and the Gemara is going to say, okay, let's make a knas. For a guy is trying to do a good thing. That calls him Adam Kosher, and he's Osek Ketova, Sasek Ketova. He's trying to do a good thing. So here goes the first one, Tashma. The first one is a little complicated. If it's okay, I would skip a little bit and come back again. I won't skip the whole case. Maybe you can skip this whole case. If everybody's okay, skipping the whole case, skipping the whole thing. One second. A lot. Toshma. Let's say from the bottom. I'll try to make it. Let me see. I have to get smaller to see how much it is from the bottom. Toshma. Dam shenitma. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 lines from the bottom. They're going to be in 3 kashas now with the same teretz, and we'll go back to the first one. It was pretty long. It's also going to be the same. So let's get the idea. So Toshma. Dam shenitma v'zoko. Dam that became tamei. Dam from the mizbeach, a korban, and the dam became tamei. Whatever happened, the sheriff's person tamei, dam became tamei. You're not supposed to put it on the mizbeach. You're not supposed to sprinkle it on the mizbeach, and he did. The shogeg hortza b'mezer lo hortza. If he did it b'shogeg, there's a question about b'shogeg. The shogeg means that the dam became tamei, or the zrika. Let's say the zrika. The zrika became. He wasn't supposed to put it on the mizbeach, but b'shogeg he did. The Kohen didn't know. He did zrika with the dam tamei. The shogeg, korban's good. Even though it was dam tamei, it says the tzitz. The tzitz is meratza, that the fact that the Kohen Gadol is wearing it has the tzitz, so it's a kapara. Even though avonu kodeshim, even though the korban was puzzle, but it's still good. It's the kosher korban. But if you did it b'meir, it's a low horta. That's what Meir talking, and that's the kasher. Meir, you say that by Rabbanan you can make a knas on the shogeg also, and here this is Yisad Rabbanan. To throw the dam tamei on the mizbech is Yisad Rabbanan, and you say that you don't make a knas, but you make a knas. You have Meir hold by Rabbanan, and you make a knas. That's the kasha. Amulcha Meir will answer to you. What's the comparison? He meant to bring a korban. He meant to bring a kapara. Meant to bring a korban. So he's doing a good thing. So we're going to make a knas on him. It's true. He did it. He messed it up. You're not supposed to do such a thing. You're not supposed to sprinkle tamil coming on the mizbeach. But he meant to do a good thing. He meant to bring a korban. We're not going to make a knas for him. Okay, good teretz. That is horse, right? Really, we should make a knas, but made a low horse. We made a knas. Did it amazing. You knew you're not allowed to, and you still did it anyway. So he said the korban is no good. The shogeg, we didn't make the knas because he didn't know you're not allowed to. It's just a rabbanon to throw the dam tamei on the mizbeach, but he didn't know. So we're not going to make a knas because he had good intentions. They can say we're going to get up and make a knas on him. They can say knas. See the word knas over there. We're going to make a knas on him. Tashma, another kasha, similar kasha, similar terrors. Amaaser b'Shabbos. Somebody took off meiser. He tied down Shabbos. You're not allowed to tie down Shabbos. Kind of a tikkun. You're not allowed to be maaser. But he did. He took off meiser on Shabbos. The shogeg yochel b'meiser lo yochel. The man is talking. It's also rabbanan. But the right side, there's no issue to take off meiser on Shabbos. But there's a rabbanan. The shogeg, the food is mutter. The meiser, the food is also. It's the same as somebody says mevashel b'Shabbos. But Mom is very strange. The Gemara kept it a secret the whole time. Over there it says mavashel and it says also amasa. So the Gemara said before the rise of Rabbanan, staring us in the face. The Mishnah over there says that masa, which is just a Rabbanan, and it says b'shogeg no knas, b'mezer knas. So Rab Meir, you're saying that Rabbanan you do make a knas. Here is a Rabbanan, and you didn't make a knas. The answer is he's trying to be a good guy. What's the comparison? He's trying to take up Maisa. It's true, he shouldn't have because the Shabbos and He didn't know that you're not allowed to, but he's doing a good thing. And now make him say we're going to get up and make a knas on him. So that's the same terrorist again. He's trying to do a good thing. He wasn't trying to do a good thing. Didn't mean bad, but he wasn't trying to do a good thing. But here he's trying to be a korban. He's trying to take off my He's a good guy. So we're not going to make a knas on him to show you. Tashma, another kasha, similar. It's also over there in the Mishnah. Amatbal kelim mishabes. He was put the kelim into the mikvah, and you're not allowed to midrabanan because it's mitakein or other reasons, xera, whatever. There are a couple of reasons why it's also over there. But you're not allowed to immerse kelim in a mikvah on Shabbos. So again, the shogeg ishtamish ben, but meza lo ishtamish ben. If he did it b'shogeg, he didn't know you're not allowed to. So then you can use those kelim on Shabbos. It became Torah. But meza you're not allowed to use it on Shabbos. And again, it's this a Rabbana, and you're saying this a Rabbana or Meir should say that you do make a knas, yes. And he says it doesn't make a knas even though it's Rabbana. And I'll make it. But they can say, yeah, the man is trying to make the kelim Torah. Money means kelim. He wants to make them Torah. He does a good thing. So we're going to make a knas against him. So the same test for all the kashas. He wants to be a korban. He wants to be maaser. He wants to be matbil as kelim. We're not going to make a knas over, even though in general we're made. We'll stop here. I will go back to the kasha that we met. The three kashas we did. The first kasha is a little bit longer, more involved, but it comes out to the same kasha, the same parents. So if we go, what is that? Now we're going back to the first one now. So it starts with Tashma. Right. Tashma. The last word on the line is Shema, Tashma. The first word is Achal. I have a little gimel over there. Achal Truma Tmeya. So there's a big problem how to learn this Gemara. I'll learn it one way. It has some difficulty, but other pshat also is difficult. So we'll learn it one way. The din is when you eat Truma, if somebody eats Truma b'shogeg, so he has to pay back food, not money. He has to pay back food, and the food becomes Truma. He doesn't give back Truma. He pays back chulin, and the food becomes Truma. If you ate, depends the question how much you pay, the volume or the value, but you pay back food. If somebody ate Truma b'shogeg, a Yisrael, not a Kohen's not eat Truma. A Yisrael ate Truma b'shogeg. He did Avera. In order to get a kapara, he has to give back food to a Kohen, and the food is going to become Truma. That's if he did it b'shogeg. If he did it b'mezid, then beside the Yisrael, right? He's Yisrael's Truma. But he has to give it the food to a Kohen, and it's going to become Truma. If he took it from a Kohen, then he has to pay him for the value mitzad the Geneva that he did. But mitzad the Truma, in order to get a kapara, he gives back food, and the food becomes Truma. B'mezid is not Hashem says it becomes Truma. Yeah, Truma. So it becomes Truma. It's definitely a chiddush. It's not Truma. How you make it Truma? It becomes Truma. Since it's Tashlumi, Truma becomes Truma. But if he did it b'mezid, if he ate Truma b'mezid, there's no such thing. He has to pay the value like anything else. He pays back money. Nothing to do with this whole nace happens. It's only by Truma b'shogeg. That's how he gets a kapara, by paying back food, and it becomes Truma. But if he ate it b'mezid, he's a regular ganav, and he has mazik, and he has to pay back money, or he pays back food also by the shogeg. Achal Truma Tmeya. What if he ate what? Achal Truma Tmeya. He didn't eat Truma Stam, he ate Truma Tmeya. So how's he pay back? Mishalim Chulin Torin. Means he's Yisrael that he did two bad things. He ate Truma and also Truma Tmeya. So he also has to pay back food and becomes Truma. And he gives back, don't give back Chulin Tmeya, that's going to become Truma Tmeya. Give back Chulin Torin, that should become Truma Tahora. What if he did pay back Tmeim, Shilim Chulin Tmeim? What if he paid back Tmei food and now it's going to become Truma Tmeya? He ate Truma Tmeya. And now it's going to become, the Tashum is also going to become Truma Tmeya. Is that good enough? I'm assuming because Mishum of Meir, that's our Meir talking, the Shogeg Tashlum of Tashlumim. The Mezer ain't Tashlum of Tashlumim. If you did it B'Shogeg, what's B'Shogeg mean? So the two choices are, B'Shogeg means that he ate it B'Shogeg. He ate it B'Shogeg. So then it's a good Tashlumim because it comes Truma Tmeya. But if he ate it, what? What was Shogeg? of Achal Trumas and B'Shogeg. So why speaking it out again for? But now we're going to talk about what if he ate it b'mezid. We're going to stick in what if he ate it b'mezid. So if he ate it b'shogeg and they're paying back food in order to become truma, because it came truma tameya. He ate truma tameya, it became truma tameya. You should have given truma chulin tahorim, but you didn't. You gave back chulin tameya, it became truma tameya. Okay, he ate truma tameya, but if he ate it b'mezid, ain't tashlum of tashlumim, because then he's supposed to pay back the value, and he didn't pay back the value. Now, is that true? If you ate truma tameya, you gave back truma tameya. Why didn't you pay the value? His payment does it count or doesn't count? Tashlum of tashlum means it's a good payment, and tashlum of tashlum means it's not a good payment. Not a good payment. He wasn't Yosei his payment. So I'm suggesting the point is that he ate it b'mezid, and then there's no din to make food that becomes truma, but just a payment. And ain't tashlum, that's not a good payment. Why is it not a good payment? It's not worth anything. It's worth as much as he ate. He ate truma tameya. Let's go a little further. I'll just throw in a little that this word that I just read is not so simple. I said b'shogeg and mezid means if he ate it b'shogeg or he ate it b'mezid. The other way the Rishonim learn, which is going to come up soon, that he means how he gave it back. That did he pay back? He knew that he's giving back. You're not supposed to give chulin torin, but b'mezid b'shogeg he gave back chulin to me, or b'mezid he gave back chulin to me. That's the other way to learn. So I was connecting that shogeg and mezid means when he ate it. Did he ate it b'shogeg? Did he know you're allowed to eat truma? Did he know it's truma that you're not allowed to eat? It was a mistake, or he knew that he's eating truma. So those are the two ways to learn. Some Rishonim learn this way, some Rishonim learn that way. That was our mayor. So our mayor said the shlumin is b'shogeg is not bad, but mezid is bad. And you see, he didn't make a. He didn't. Just to notice that he didn't make a concept shogeg to mezid. There's no difference. Shogeg and mezid, both of them. We throw the book at him. That whatever he paid is counts, paid, but he has to pay another time. It means whatever is paid is considered truma tameya, let's say, but he has to pay again. That means we throw the book at him, even shogeg. So just to make it short, but Meir said you didn't make a knas on the shogeg or to mezid, and the Chum said that you did. If we may skip a lot, just to get to the point, we're going to skip. And what's Vavinan Ba? The first one on the light is Vavinan Ba. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If you skip 12 lines, and you get the first line is Umishalim. We have the same Umishalim. The first, that could be in parentheses if you'd like. Still there. Those 12 lines can be in parentheses. It begins Vavinan Ba. The first one on the line is Vavinan. And then 12 lines after that, the last word, the word that we're going to stop by is Tahorin. After the word Tahorin. Before and now, the machlokes between Rabbi and the Rabbanan. Rabbi said shogeg is not a problem. Shogeg is okay. Mezid is no good. And the Rabbanan say shogeg is also not good. Is the machlokes consider shogeg to mezid? That means Rabbi Meir did not make a knas shogeg to mezid. It's also the Rabbanan. This thing of what? Of what's going to be the Rabbanan? Paying back. Which word? I'm not sure. That's his name, yeah. Avrohom said that the machlokes is if you made a knas and a shogeg, the constitution go to mezid ikabenayu. But Meir says no. Rabbanan say yes. And when I hear that it's Isad Rabbanan, what's Isad Rabbanan? L'chora to pay back truma tameya. That's Isad Rabbanan to pay back truma tameya for his payment. It's Isad Rabbanan, and Meir didn't make a knas. So that's again back to the kasha. Meir said by Rabbanan. You do make you want to say you're claiming that Rabbi holds by Rabbanan, you do make a knas, and he has talking about Rabbanan. They didn't make a knas. And the famous answer, which we had 3 times already, but this is the first time really. What's the comparison? He wants to pay back. He's trying to be a good guy. It's true when he ate it, he wasn't a good thing that he ate truma. But now he's trying to pay back. Let's say we're going to make a knas. So this Gemara sounds very much that the question of shogeg mezid is talking about paying back. That was the issue of paying back. That he's trying to pay back, and he made a mistake. He paid back truma tameya instead of truma Torah. No, but okay, it's bad, but he's got good guy. He's trying to do his responsibility. And all that is not a kasha on Hezek Shein and Nikah over there, that he wasn't trying to do a good thing. He was unintentional to be mazik, but he wasn't trying to do a good thing. So those are the four Gemaras that have kashas on Rav Meir. Four kashas. You see, Rav Meir is not konis shogeg even by Rabbanan, and we're trying to defend Rav Yochanan by saying that Rav Meir is konis shogeg to mezid by Rabbanan. And the same answer four times, that when he's trying to do a good thing, he's Adam Kosher. Rashi says he's Masasik Tova. He's trying to do a good thing, but they were not going to make a knas, either because he's trying to pay back, or he's trying to be Ma'aser, he's trying to make a korban, he's trying to be Matkol Kalim. All these cases that he's a good guy, it doesn't make sense. We're not going to make it true. But we have to go back to 12 lines. Yes, go ahead.
We're not going to.
When he is trying to do a good thing. He's trying to do a good thing. He's involved, he's engaged in doing a good thing.
Who else?
Meir is the one who says that usually there's a kanas b'shogeg, atumezid, but in these four cases he's not going to. And Rabbanan don't argue and say this case also even these cases. But Meir is not a contradiction, because since he's trying to do a good thing, they didn't make a kanas b'shogeg. Okay, we have to go back just to fill in the 12 lines. We asked the kash over there. What did we say? That Mezid, what did it say? Everyone says Mezid is not good. The question was if it's b'shogeg. But it says b'mezid, it's not considered a good payment. Even our mayor, Rabbanan say even shogeg not. But b'mezid, everybody holds that it's not a good payment. But b'mezid, I'm not tashlumim. Why is it not a good payment? Tavel avrocha, on the contrary, he deserves a blessing. Ta'achal minei midi de lo chazilei b'mei tumaso, become a shalom midi de chazilei b'mei tumaso. What did he eat? He ate chuma tmeya. Chuma tmeya is the worthless. You only can use it for fuel. You can't eat it. No one can eat chuma tmeya. But he's paying back with chulin tmeim, and when he did it with mezid, the payment that's going to be doesn't become truma. By shogeg, the payment becomes truma. When you did it with mezid, the payment doesn't become truma. When you ate the shogeg, when you ate truma b'shogeg, the payment doesn't become truma. So it's chulin tmeim. So that's a good thing to have. Chulin tmeim is more than truma tmeim. So what's the problem with the guy? Why did he do wrong? When he's tamei, when a person is tohar, he doesn't want to eat chulin tmeim. We'd like to eat chulin toharim. Even chulin, we'd like to eat chulin tohar. But when he's tamei, that's what he eats. He eats chulin tmeim. So to give the kohen chulin tmeim is very valuable for him. In the days that he's tamei, he wants to have chulin tmeim. So why is it not a good payment? When you have truma, when you have shogeg, and the food becomes truma, you give him chulin tmeim, it becomes truma tmeim. So that's not a good payment. Maybe it is a good payment because he gave him food, he ate truma tmeim, gave back truma tmeim. And B'mezid was saying it's not a good payment. On the contrary, when he does it b'mezid, even though he did it b'mezid, but what did he do b'mezid? He ate it b'mezid. Even if he paid back b'mezid, but what did he do? What's going to be? The payment's not going to become truma. We said that this whole halacha that the food becomes truma is only b'shogeg. When it's mezid, it's a regular payment, regular monetary payment. So he gave him chulin tmeim. It remains chulin tmeim. Chulin tmeim is worth more than truma. Stays chulin since it was mezid. It's worth more than he ate. That's the most kasha. It should get a bracha. He ate something which is not edible, even when he's tamei, and now he gave back something which is going to be edible for the kohen when he's tamei, because chulin tmeim is mutter to eat, and truma tmeim is not. The Amar Rava, the Amri La Kadi. Kadi is the name of an Amora. We don't usually have him. Yeah, we're not used to it, but there is such a name. And some say the name of Rava, some say the name of Kadi. Something's missing in the bride, so you have to fill it in. Achal truma tmeya, mishalim koldu. This is how it should say it. Achal truma tmeya, you can pay whatever you want. What does that mean? Whatever it is, like whatever it is going to be. That means you don't care if it's tamei or tohar. You can pay tamei. You don't have to pay back chulin to horim. Achal truma tehora. But if you ate truma tahora by mistake, mishalim chulin toharim, then he's supposed to pay chulin toharim because it'll become truma. So you pay back tohor in order that it should get back truma tohara the same way that you ate. You ate truma tohara, give back chulin toharim, which is going to become truma. But what if you gave back tamei? Shileim chulin tameim mahu. What if you ate truma tahora? This case is truma tohara. So what the Gemara is stuck in now is we're talking about Truma Tahora. Right? That's why he fixed up. That's a Chsur Mechsera. Till now, we just had that he ate Truma Tameya. But now we're sticking now that we're talking about he ate Truma Tahora. And then he's supposed to pay Chulin Tameya in order that it should become Truma Tahora. What if you paid back wrongly? You paid back Chulin Tameya Mahu. Some Chasomim, Mishim of Meir, the Shogig Tashlum Tashlum, the Mezren Tashlum of Tashlum. The Shogig, it's okay. The question about what B'shogig means. Does it mean that he ate a B'shogig or that he paid back B'shogig? He paid it back B'shogig. Then it's a good payment. The Mezren is not a good payment. He ate through a Tahora and he paid back Chulin Tameya. Okay, so we're saying now, Chaim David wants to say that the whole case is how you paid back. The shogeg gets considered a payment, but mezid in the payment. The payment is not considered a payment. Why? And now it's going to become the Chachamim say that no difference if it was b'shogeg or b'mezid, it's not a good payment. The payment, we say it's a payment, but he has to pay again, which means it's not a good. It's not the opposite of payment. And why is Meir Mekel b'shogeg and Rabbanan machmer b'shogeg? That's why we got back to again. Construct to mezid, and that was the concept that Meir is not kohen shogeg, and before he was kohen shogeg by Rabbanan. And the answer is because he's trying to do a good thing. So I smeared a little bit here because I'm not talking. But the question was the shogeg and mezid, is it talking about that he ate it b'shogeg or b'mezid, or the payment was b'shogeg or b'mezid? If everybody's happy. When he ate b'shogeg, the tikkun is the payment, and then it becomes true. When it's been made, that part is true. The question is what the Gemara means when it says that he's payment is good b'shogeg, not good b'mezid. There's a case talking about that he ate it b'shogeg or that he ate it b'mezid. So I just read the words and I didn't explain it, and I didn't explain it well. But those were the four kashas on Rav Meir, and the same test four kashas that even though you see not going to show go to mezid, that's because he had a good intention. And now on the bottom of the page, the bottom line, the Rami Rav Yehuda contradiction in Rav Yehuda but Rabbanan. What do we say Rav Yehuda but Rabbanan? We said Rav Yehuda is the one by Hezek Shen and Nikah, which is Rabbanan. He is not going to show go to mezid. Only by the Raisa he's shogeg, but he's konis. But by the Rabbanan he's not. And then what's the kasha? Now the opposite kasha. That I'll show you a place where Rav Yehuda, who you say is not konis shogeg to mezid by the Rabbanan. I'm going to show you a case that he is. The Tanya. We turn to the page. Naflu ben Ispasu. They fell and they crushed. Echad shogeg v'echad mezid lo yalu. Did Rav Meir? Rav Yehuda, Rav Meir vir Rav Yehuda, Rav Meir vir Rav Yehuda, comma. Rav Meir and Rav Yehuda go together, same opinion. Rav Yossi, Rav Shimon Omrim, Shogeg Yalu, Rav Meir Lo Yalu. This is talking about things that are chashuv, and the Rashi says, let's say, goes a certain kind of nuts, that let's say pistachio nuts, whatever, that they're not batal, I feel well because they're chashuv. Chashuv nuts are not batal. And then fell at the orla. The orla fell into non-orla. You had orla nuts, and they fell into chashava orla nuts that fell into regular kosher nuts. So usually nispasu means that they were crushed, like the word patsua. Somebody's patsua. If you want to look in Rashi, you can see it. If you look in where's the Maramakim for this? It's orla perigimel mishnah ches. It's a mishnah and orla. So that's where it says that things that are chashav are not batal. Even though usually something's batal, but the Raisa and Rov, and with Rabbanan you have to have more, Masayim, by Orla. Here, afilu belach lo batal, because it's chashav. Things are not batal. But after they fell in, they got crushed. Crushed nuts are not chashav. If they would have fallen in crushed, they're batal. But here, they first fell in, and then they got crushed. Echad shogeg v'echad mezid. Lo yalu. Now they got crushed. Somebody crushed them. So if you did it b'shogeg, Rav Meir says also a knas. Echad shogeg v'echad mezid lo yalu. Rav Meir here Rav Meir is okay because Rav Meir says, but Rabbanan, you are Kodesh of Gato Mezer. Rav Meir is no problem. Rav Meir is the one opinion who says by Rabbanan, Yamach be more than a Deraisa. And he's Kodesh of Gato Mezer. Really, the Kana should be for a Mezer. He wanted to be Batalis al Khatchila. He wanted to make the nuts to become mutter. You know, what happened? He had one oil of pistachio nuts, fell into a barrel of pistachio nuts. And we tell him, Reviewed Allah, the whole thing is nuts. So he quickly took the nuts and crushed them. He says, see, it's not chashuv. Everything should be butter. So if it does be amazing, we tell him, not nice, not good, and therefore it's going to be also, it doesn't help you. How about the shogeg? Rav Meir is going to go to Mezer also. So yeah, Echa Shogeg and Mezer, but Yalo did Rav Meir. Rav Yehuda, Rav Yehuda, that's a big surprise. Rav Yehuda agrees Rav Meir. Rav Yehuda usually holds by Rav Banan. You're not going to show go to Mezer. That's the most constant. Rav Meir and Rav Yehuda both here on the same team. Yeah, that's the kasha. So Rav Meir, L'shitasa, but the Yehuda contradicts himself because they argued over there before by Rav Banan. Let's say in the case of Hezek Shen and Nikah, Rav Meir says you can't show go to Mezer. Rav Yehuda says you're not going to show go to Mezer. And here is Rabbanan, and Rav Yehuda is Kodesh of Gato Mezid. Rav Yosef Rav Shimon Omer Mishogeg Yalav Mezid Lo Yalu. They hold that they're not Kodesh of Gato Mezid. Rav Yosef Shimon, we didn't hear about them until now. But Rav Meir and Rav Yehuda, we have opinions already. Rav Meir is consistent. Rav Yehuda is inconsistent. The Gemara explains on the fourth line. The Raisa Chad B'Trei Batel. Rabbanan the Gazim. Because Rav Yehuda, this is the case when the Raisa every Batel Bero. 1 and 2 is Batel. That's called Ro. Batel Bero. And Rabbanan goes there that it should be not Batel. Because it's chashuv. This thing that chadav chashuv is not batal, it's only Rabbanan. And Rabbi Yehuda's konas. You were saying Rabbi Yehuda's not konas by Rabbanan. Good. Rabbanan are the ones made exer. Exer Rabbanan that the devil chashuv is not batal. And here Rabbi Yehuda is being called. That means the guy was over Isad Rabbanan. Means whole listen now is Isad Rabbanan now. He wants to. He crushed it. Also, the whole din of in batal nisal lachatchila is also Rabbanan. It's only Rabbanan issues over him. But the rice everything's kosher. Because it's batal baro, and Rav Yehuda is konas even by Rabbanan, and that's not l'shitaso. He is konas. Sorry, Rav Yehuda is konas over here, and usually he's not konas by Rabbanan. So it's the same Rav Yehuda. The Gemara says, "How's the mind of time of Rav Yehuda?" This is the reason over there. Mishum da'asila rume, because he's gonna be deceitful. He's gonna fake it out, and this is the famous idea. I said it yesterday, but I shouldn't have said it yesterday. It only applies today. That sometimes there's a problem that he's gonna, when it's a big hefty, when it's a big money loss, monetary loss, we're scared he's gonna, what's he gonna do? He's gonna make like he crushed it by mistake. It's like he's gonna make a whole scene and the whole, it's gonna be my realm. He's gonna make it quick and show like he's, because he knows, if you're gonna say the luck is amazing consumption, to put on the show, they'll show like his Bishogi that he did it, and then he'll make it hard, he'll faint. Wow, what happened? I did it. Like I didn't know. So we're going to, in order that it's being mutter, it's okay, only a shogeg, calm down, it's okay, it's a shogeg, it's mutter. So we're scared he's going to put on the egg. So it comes out of here, the Gemara the whole time. The reason why it's coming to go to me is not because I will make it close. You have to make it clear, a package deal. Here, beauty says I have to go out of my regular flour, usually by shogeg, by Jabban, and I wouldn't make a knas over to they have to because people, because this is a hefsek, this is a money loss over here. We're scared he's going to put on the show in order to save this merchandise. And Rabbi holds your arm. We have today's kashas, more kashas than everybody. Four kashas against Rameir by Rabbanan, you're not, and the kasha of Yehuda by Rabbanan, you are. This is this kasha over here. And the answer is everybody has an answer. But they have made it say when he's trying to be a good guy. So we're not going to make it knas. And Yehuda says, this guy, he's going to be my roommate because it's a big monetary loss. So we have to make it knas even though it's Rabbanan. And the rest of the last Gemara till the Mishnah now is not much a bonus, nothing to do with us at all. Just the question of Osi, which we don't talk about. And right, but we're not even going into the issue about. No, I'm sorry, he didn't. Rav Meir Rabbi Yehuda is one side. Rav Yosef Rav Shimon was the other side. Second line. Rav Meir Rabbi Yehuda, comma. Rav Yosef Rav Shimon Omrim that did not call the Shagad Amazing. But the rest of the Gemara is not talking about Shagad Amazing. The rest of the Gemara is a bonus. It's talking about Amazing. Amazing alone. That this here it says for sure Amazing is also. And the next class is going to be we see some place where Rav Yosef was not. Didn't make it's even on the music. This is a parentheses mamish. Rav Meir, the Rami, the Rav Yosef, the Rami. First one on the line is right. So right there before the Rami, the Rav Yosef, Rav Yossi, a contradiction in Rav Yossi. It's not Natir Shalola B'Shalklai Kerem, Shinisavu B'Natir Sacheros, Hare Ze Lo Yilakit. Plant, it's planted, everything's mechuber, it's planted. And there's an orla plant amongst the other plants. He doesn't know which one it is. I don't know why you can't tell. The tea is like a small one, but you can't tell which one it is. The tea shalola and klai kerem, that's aser, that got mixed up. But another the tea said amuter, everything's mechuber. So mechuber is not batal. Mechuber is not batal. So we tell them everything's aser. Don't pick the fruit, because once you pick the fruit, he wants to have an eitzah that while it's mechuber, it's chashuv and it's not batal. Once you pick it off, so then you want to say that it is batal. Don't do that. Then what if you did do it? Yalu bechad masayim. It's going to become batal. It's batal b'masayim. Usually we say batal b'rol, batal b'shishim. Here has batal b'masayim. Orla and klai kerem is batal in 200. You have to have 200 times more in order to be batal. But it says tanakama ubavachali it's gavan l'lakit. Only if you didn't do it intentionally. If you did it intentionally, we're going to asa. B'mezid it's asa. Here it says b'mezid it's asa. B'shogig is mutter. Okay, but here Rav Yossi comes in and he says even b'mezid it's okay. Rav Yossi Omer afam is gavan l'lakit yalu b'echad masayim. Even if you did it intentionally, it's still batal b'masayim, and that's a contradiction. Before Rav Yossi said it's also b'mezid. The shogig said it's mutter, but before I said mezid it's asa, he says even mezid is mutter. What can you do with that? This is the answer. Nobody's going to be so crazy to put a plant into his vineyard that's going to make the whole thing up. That he's not going to do that, such a thing. No one wants to answer his whole kerem. So what? So what? So what's the answer? So Rashi says the whole case is no shchiach. It's not a normal case. That's not a case. It's not a normal case. There's something you got mixed over here. So they didn't make Xera too far. They only made it on here. They didn't make it even on a mazid. We say don't do it. Don't. Of course, not allowed to plant it. And we tell them also don't pick. We tell them lachatchila, everything becomes asa. But we're not going to go so far to make a knas even on a mazid. Yashik kochachem. Thank you.